happy to be part of this program. We thank all of you for finding time to be here to um, participate in this program. We have some few questions for our speakers, and I would like to start with Honorable MC. Honorable, thank you for the presentation. It was a very powerful one. Yeah, I loved it.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Now, you all agree with me, ladies and gentlemen, business tycoons, captains of industry over here, business magnates, you all agree with me that in every society or community or in every nation, roads are very important. Because when you are transporting your goods and services, you do that on the roads. When you are transporting human beings, you transport them on the roads. Fire services here, they just spoke about the importance of, fire safety and timely intervention when it comes to fire outbreak and all that. When the roads are bad, how swiftly can the fire service personnel intervene to get the fire quenched? It's a big problem. Our roads are very, very, very bad in this municipality. Very terrible, Honorable. And we are talking about 24-hour economy. We are talking about business empowerment. We are talking about business growth. How do we grow businesses when the enabling environment is not there? So we would like to find out from you tonight, what are you doing? What are the immediate actionable steps you have put in place to ensure that our roads are fixed so that businesses can thrive, so that fire service can quickly move and intervene whenever there's a fire outbreak, so that when somebody is critically ill and is supposed to be transported to the hospital, ambulance can swiftly move and transport sick people to the hospital? What are the immediate actions that are being put in place to ensure that our roads are fixed within the next few days?
Thank you very much. I expected this question. I expected it. And it's just like an apple dropping. Yes, all of us seated here today will attest to the fact that when I took over, the roads were better than it used to be. We, day in, day out, reshape the roads to make them more travel for our people in the community. People can attest to this. It is rather unfortunate that the rains came in and the roads are not good again. The immediate strategy we took was to reshape them to make them more travel, because most of the roads in the municipality, when we are talking of the municipality, it's not only English Amanfro constituency. The municipality spans from here to Adesu, where we share boundary, here to Nsawam Adrajiri, where we share boundary. Very huge municipality. And when you come to this part of the municipality, even though our roads are not good, are very bad, the ones there, as we speak, roads have been cut off because the roads are not tarred ones. That is the gloomy picture of the kind of roads that we have in the municipality. But the reality is that when you walk around the municipality, you see that work is being done as compared to the previous. When you look at Botiano, English Amanfro to Langba, the roads are being constructed. As we speak, drains are being constructed before the asphalt is done. When you go to Kalabuli, now being called New Mataiko, drains are being constructed towards the construction of the road. When you go to English Amanfro Senior High School, the road from the Mary Star to English Amanfro Senior High School and the adjoining roads around that area are being constructed. When you go to Domia Boom, the road from Ashalaja to Kokupanfu towards Nsebri is also being constructed. The drains are being constructed. I have a video here I could have. If there is time, I will show it to you. We are working very hard to make sure that our roads are not, quote and unquote, the red one as we see, but to move them from being red to black, which all of us here are yearning for. As an immediate effort, I know very well you ask me, what about the JEA Mills bypass? NDC constructed that road. When MPP came 8 good years, they never added a dime to it. They left it to rot because that project was not their baby. NDC came and the road is spoiled again. As we speak, myself and my honorable MP are in talks with the Minister of Roads and Highway, Urban Roads. They have packaged it for a contractor to come out and come and construct it. But waiting for the letter of authorization before he moved to the site. If you move there right now, you'll see that there are heaps of sand from Aplaku coming until the rain set in, that we halted a bit. You could see that we have the populace at heart, and we are working very well to make sure that at least the challenges are tackled. If not all, at least the major ones can be tackled for us all to move on very good roads. Thank you.
Honorable, please, a quick follow-up question to that, a quick one. Regarding the barrier, Aplaku, Kokrobite
through Tuba. Please, you can use this. Give this.
Okay. Thank you, Honorable. Yeah, so from barrier through to Aplaku to Chokome, Botiano, Oshie, Kokrobite, that's a very critical road when it comes to especially local. When it comes to local tourism, because the beaches are all over at that side. Local tourism, very important. So can we have specific timelines? When is that road going to be fixed? We want specifics, please, with the greatest respect.
My brother, you know that I'm not the Minister of Finance to give you a specific date that the letter of clearance will be signed. You know that. I am not the Minister of Finance to append my signature. The commencement authorization is given by the Minister of Finance. Mine is to push for him to do it. And his is to determine when to append his signature to it. I am pushing for it to be done for my people to get a good route to drive on. Yes. As for the day and date for it to be done, I cannot tell today. But we are pushing. As I can confirm that it has been packaged for the contractor to come and work on it. But waiting for the commencement authorization to be signed for him to come to site. Okay. Because it's a principle of the current government that unless that letter of commencement authorization is signed, you don't move to site.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Honorable.
Okay.
Please, your name first, please. Okay, let's finish first, and then we'll give you the opportunity to ask your questions, please. Kindly exercise some patience. So, Honorable's last question, and I'll come to fire service. Yeah. Honorable, this forum is for business empowerment, entrepreneurs. You will agree with me that one of the biggest challenges that businessmen and women face in this country is financing. It's one of the biggest challenges. You go to the bank and they'll say, go and bring collateral, bring this, bring that. It's a whole lot. I want to know from your side, you and the MP, do you have any package in terms of financing, in terms of funding to support distinguished businessmen and women in this constituency and municipality?
Thank you very much. As an assembly, we don't have a quota that will say we are putting it aside, that will give it out to people to put it into their businesses. But we are creating an enabling environment for businesses to thrive. That is why in my speech I made mention that before you start your business, you need to put up a structure. And that structure, you need a permit for it to be put. And when in those days, there is this bureaucratic ways of getting that permit being done, which we are saying that we are going to fast track it for that to be done. That notwithstanding, I know my president, His Excellency John, came up with a very big opportunity that was announced because of the 24-hour economy, that anyone that wants to operate within the environment of the 24-hour economy, there is an opportunity for the person to get a loan to push it into the business, to be able to expand the business and flourish. When that entity, that person, entrepreneur comes around and want to apply to access that government funding that will help the person to acquire that loan, the assembly is there to help and facilitate that to be given to the person. But as an assembly, we don't have that fund where we can give to an entity to put into their business. But the government has that policy, which we are there to also help the people to access that.
I was thinking probably you could do a brief practical demonstration to all of us. But there was no practical, nothing. It was just theory.
Okay.
Is there any reason for that?
If you want that done, it's not difficult. We have an operational man around. I believe that, Reverend, there are available fire extinguishers. Time, okay. So Reverend has given you the information on that. It wouldn't be difficult for us to do it, though. Yeah.
Okay. So my next question to the fire service personnel is as follows. When it comes to emergency response and accessibility, in the event of a fire emergency, what factors most often delay the fire services response? And what can communities, businesses, and property owners do to improve access and emergency response times?
All right, so thank you very much for that question. I'll start by saying that the primary appliance or the primary vehicle that we use in emergency response is the fire tender. And here is the case, our fire tenders are really, really worn out. The last time we had purchases from the government being given to us in the form of fire tenders was as far back as in 2014. I don't want to mention the president's because sometimes when you bring the names, you may sound a little bit political, so I don't want to mention names. Yes. So the fire tenders are really, really, really old. Now, when you are dealing with a vehicle that is that old, starting such a vehicle, you can only imagine. At certain times, it may start all right, but along the line, it may stop. So that poses a major challenge with emergency response. Another reason is that prank calls form a major part of the telephone phone calls that we receive. Prank calls. I would be very happy if I invite some of you to Fire Master Control and hear some of the kind of calls that comes in. Somebody may call and the person will use a very hoarse voice. You can clearly tell that the person is probably smoking or something. And then we tell the responder of the call that his beard is on fire the fire service should come and extinguish it. It happens a lot. Now, another thing is that because most of the ladies that are found at our master control are, single ladies, we have men also trying to put across sexual innuendos. They will be like, can you come and satisfy me tonight and all that. So when you call and then you say all these kinds of things, and somebody is with a real emergency, he wants to get through to the fire service for an emergency response, how will the person get through to it? It poses a major challenge. So that is the second one. Now the third one is our own indiscipline on the road. Our fire tenders are supposed to move with a siren. A lot of people may say that, but when you go with siren. If you could just observe the way trot drivers deal with our drivers, it's an eyesore. They will hear the siren all right, but they would never give them the right of way, which is very terrible. So during my time of operations, I remember that we used to do something. We used to carry pure water sachets at the dashboard of the fire tender. Anytime that we meet somebody who is recalcitrant on the road, as soon as we overtake the driver, we throw that sachet water into the car and it will splash on the driver as a punishment for what he has done. Sometimes we get down, we confront the driver and all that. All these things waste the response time. So as citizens, we should be very, very wary of the siren or the fire service. Somebody may be in distress. He needs timely intervention. Time in emergency response is very crucial because the little time that you waste, somebody may lose his life. So let us be very disciplined when it comes to that. So these are the three factors that delays our response time. Thank you. My colleague may want to add something.
Yes, I just wanted to add a bit to what he has said. So a few of the things that also hamper our ability to get to fire scenes early. One of them, I think from the beginning, the host mentioned that our roads, you can just imagine some places the road is very bad and it has rained and you are called for an emergency and the emergency vehicle is supposed to move with a certain speed. But due to the nature of the road, we have to be careful. Otherwise, if you venture, the whole vehicle might even fall off and we wouldn't even get there at all. And accessibility is one other big challenge that we face. The way our houses are constructed. There are some communities that you cannot even drive through to where the fire is. And so we have to lay a lot of hoses before we get to the fire scene. And when the hoses that you have laid is very long, the pressure of the water reduces and the ability to fight fire is hampered. If you look at a place like our market, Kantamanto, if there is fire, they will always struggle to get in there. Because those of you who have visited there, you know that there is almost no access. Even you cannot ride a bicycle through. How can you go with a whole tender? All right, thank you.
Clap for a round of applause, please. Yes, so I have two more questions for the fire service personnel, and then one question. Okay. So, in brief, if you should recommend just three interventions, asset protection interventions for all the entrepreneurs here, in order for them to, protect themselves from fire and all that, what will those three asset protection interventions or recommendations be? And what are the top three gadgets every business person here should have in his or her premises, or every person here should have at his or her home to help fight or mitigate the incidents of fire?
Okay, thank you very much. So I think we made mention of about 5 strategies. So I'll try and then reduce them into 3. All of them are equally important though, but the top 3 are the first in operations for more than 7 years. when you go to a particular fire outbreak and you see the nature of the house, when you see the edifice, how beautiful it is, when you see the kinds of cars that are parked there, and there is no single fire extinguisher in that apartment or house, it's very terrible. We are only security conscious. So in our houses, we may have this Turkish doors and all that. We brag about it. My Turkish door, burglar proof, my CCTV camera and all that. Forgetting that fire extinguishers are also important. You may go to such a house and not even a single fire extinguisher can be found at such a premises. So fire safety protection equipment, fire extinguishers, for example, they are very, very, very important. They are not expensive. You have spent so much in investing into your business or your house. Fire extinguishers, roughly around 500, 600 cedis, you should be able to get a fire extinguisher, a very portable one in your home. At least 2, just 2 is okay for your homes. So that is the first one, fire safety protection systems. Now the next thing that you need to be very wary about is the fire training. So if you operate a business, make sure that you write to the fire service and request for training so that we come and show you the things that you need to do, the things that you don't have to do for fire to occur. Okay? Both your staff and then everyone that is involved in the workplace as well. So we come in, we teach you how to evacuate safely when there's a fire. We teach you how to properly use the fire extinguisher. Recently, we did a training at West Hills Mall, and if you see how some people were handling the fire extinguishers, it was that bad. If you should do an experiment here, as I earlier said, it will be a different thing altogether. So second thing, training, very, very, very important. And then the last thing that I recommend is the fire safety wardens. Just among the workers, try and appoint people. In the 24-hour economy mix, appoint people that will be going around, be checking for gas leaks. They should be very sensitive, okay? If they sense something different from the usual, they should be quick to identify those things, and then management will react and rectify whatever normally may be happening. So these are my top 3. Fire safety systems, training and education, and the use of the fire wardens for patrols. Thank you very much.
Thank you. When you were doing the presentation, you spoke about the acquisition of fire permits and fire certificates.
Yes.
But you didn't tell us how much it costs.
Okay.
How much does it cost?
Yes. The reason why I left that out is it is premises dependent. So the amount that a filling station will pay for a fire certificate is different from the amount that the school will pay. So that is premises dependent. So if you want to know the amounts, just walk into our premises, any fire station at all, and they will take you through the process. Yeah. Thank you.
A round of applause, please. Question for you. Okay, so my last 2 questions for Pastor, the host of the program. And then I'll give you, the audience, the opportunity to also ask questions. Okay. Pastor, yeah, so you spoke about the spiritual aspect. Business as a calling. Okay, so you are aware that research says that the first 5 years in the life of every business, more than 50% of the businesses fail. The first 5 years, more than 50% of businesses that start fail. And then the next 10 years, more than 70% fail. So a business person is struggling with so many problems. The workers are stealing, the employees are not faithful, they are not loyal, they don't come to work on time. Business person is suffering, struggling with finances, etc. From the biblical perspective and kingdom perspective, what advice and encouragement would you give to such a business person who is going through this psychological stress?
Thank you very much. As I said earlier on, that business is a calling. And these days, even there is one question I ask myself, that when business is struggling, the government doesn't look at that area. But when business is doing well, now we have sustainability levy. That you have sustained your business, we need to also pay levy for the business. You see that in Ghana, or in Ghanaian context, our way of doing business is quite different. One, we don't approach business as calling. So we normally joke with our businesses. You see that sometimes we would like to behave like those who are doing well in their business. The way they behave is the same thing that we behave. We normally compete with those in the higher side, those their businesses are doing well. We like to do the same thing. And moreover also, because we don't see business as calling, one, our workers, they are number one that make us to fail. Because normally when somebody have a business, we normally bring family people. We bring friends. These are the people normally, they help our business to collapse. Because whatever that they do, because they are related to you, so they don't care. And any little mistake also will aggravate to something different. So if we are running business, we need to be very strict with our businesses. You know, if you start a business, it will not go the way that you are expecting. You'll be facing a lot of challenges. But because as even I mentioned in my presentation, that if a minister, you come to church and there are only few members in the church, that doesn't mean that you should close the church or you should walk away and go. So it's the same thing also that we face in our businesses. Sometimes when we face challenges in our businesses, we just leave it like that. Because there are many times that we have failed in businesses. There are many products that we have failed, but we keep on maintaining and saying that it will be well. And sometimes many of us also, if we start business, we just want to become boss. But we don't behave as we are the servants of those businesses. So if we're able to identify all these things and work hard, no matter the situation, we'll be facing problems. But we shouldn't let those problems be an obstacle. Because obstacle is something that hold your leg and you look back. So if it doesn't look back, it's not an obstacle. You move forward.
Thank you very much. Thank you. So your final question, and then I'm done. Okay, so duty is very, very expensive in Ghana. Payment of duty, freight duty, port handling charges, very expensive. In other countries, it is less expensive. Some countries have free ports, but here it's very expensive. Most business people complain about that. And then they complain about taxes. Some complain about GRA-related taxes and all that. Now, as a Christian business person, or I shouldn't even say Christian because we have Muslims, we have non-Christians, we have Christians who are all doing business. So let's put it, as a business person, how do you ensure that you are fulfilling your statutory requirements and making sure that you are paying your taxes and paying the right duty without cutting corners, whilst also ensuring that you remain profitable? How do you juggle between the two?
Yeah, it's very difficult most of in our country here. For instance, like this, if I tell you the taxes I pay within a year is very huge. And even if I look at my road, in fact, sometimes I wept. It's not easy. The taxes we pay is very huge. But it's because, the reason is because only few people are paying. Only few people are honoring their tax obligation. And as you see businesses like this, government is not joking at all, I'm telling you. Even Gas South, generally they are on your neck. They will bring you your bill and they will be calling you. They are very serious. And like our businesses like this, We have Ghana, we have about 3 agencies within customs. We have the compliance, we have the tax force. All of them, they are coming there. So many times, if you see some pickups and other things they are driving there, sometimes it's not easy at all. They do quarterly audits to ensure that your goods that you are clearing, you are paying the right taxes. Then audit service also will come. Free zone authority also will come. We have domestic tax also, they will be coming. Social security. So fire service. In fact, fire people, they are very serious. As you see them, and it's very important. There are a whole lot of taxes that we pay. But what I can say is that the working people are limited. That is the reason why sometimes we see that things are not going on the way we expected. So that is why this program is very important. That we will have much education. That everybody will work and take his business serious. Because when I travel to China, as a matter of fact, their attitude towards work is very serious. They don't joke with their work at all. When it's in the evening also they are eating, you see that yes, they are enjoying from their labor. Even the seminar, it was 6 o'clock, but we started around 7:30. You see, this tells us that even the time when it's raining, how many people you see them going to work? But in the some Asian countries and West European and the American, that is not their attitude. They serve their business like they are serving God. Because I know, Pastor, that is how it is. If it's raining and today is church service, pastors will pass through the rain and go. Some members will pass through the rain and go. But when it comes to attitude towards work, that is not the way we behave. Our workers, most of them are obstacles. If they are working, they don't take their work as their calling. But if everybody can take their work as their calling, we know that Ghana will do very well. And majority also doesn't pay taxes. There are a lot of people, they don't pay taxes. So if everybody is working, one way or the other will be paying taxes. And the taxes also, I believe that the government is taking it from only small people. So those who are doing very well and they report regularly, these are the people also always they are on their neck. But whatever the situation, we are doing our best.
I run an accounting service.
Okay.
Yes. I want to draw the attention of fire service to a potential disaster on this road. Anybody that uses the road from Barrier to Tuba, when you get to the curve in Botiano, you see the traders there light fire by the roadside and they are cooking. Periodically, you will see the gas and the fuel tankers loaded going to discharge periodically. Anytime I am passing by and I'm following a tanker, I am always scared and afraid for my life because that tanker and the fire by the side of the road is a potential disaster waiting to happen. And everybody around this community will be shouting and running there. But it is something that we can easily avoid. Another suggestion to the MP. The MC. With the work I do, I happen to work with a lot of hotels. So I understand the potential of this area for employment and its immense potential for the 24-hour economy. But then, the road. You have already said that it is being packaged for construction. But can this road be made a dual carriageway? So that
which one? Which one specifically?
From Barrier to Tuba.
Okay.
So that it opens up the area
I'm not saying we should go back, we should construct what we currently have. If we construct what we currently have, the area will not be as open to create the needed employment for the people. Because anytime you speak to anyone and you tell the person, oh, there are nice beaches around this place. Oh, Kokorobite, no, I won't go. It's too far. Traffic. And you can experience it on holidays. When the road was okay, when the road was good, right? Anytime people are coming here, there's a lot of traffic. So we are happy that, yes, it is being considered for construction, but can it be expanded to open the area? I believe if that road is expanded, it will achieve, I think, maybe 5 times what the 24-hour economy market is trying to achieve with the 500 direct employment, because it opens the entire area. Thank you. So these are my suggestions, no questions.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Yes, before.
He'll answer it before we go to the next question. Okay, yeah.
Thank you very much for your inputs, but I just want to add something small to it. You know, NDC government, especially His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, is someone who is very ambitious with whatever he's doing. Even starting that express route from Accra to Kumasi is very ambitious. If you look at the structures that they are going to pull down, which they are being pulled down, the farm products that are being graded, it's not small money that we are spending there. I'm telling you that you wait until the contractor hit the ground. It is not only these beaches that you see here that will be here. There are some investors that we are dealing with, and I can tell you that as a municipal chief executive, I'm in talks with an investor who is coming, and you know, Ghana, we don't have what we call the marine transport. We don't have it. I sat down and I realized that this our road is because everybody is using the road. And that is why the traffic is there. So if we should get an investor who will come and at least we have some, let me just call it ship or whatever, on the sea.
Speedboats.
Yes, that will transport people going to Accra or Tema, or transporting people from here to Winneba or to Cape Coast. That will reduce the pressure on the road, and the investor will make money. Do you know why? We are going to prepare what we call a parking lot. It can be underground upwards, so that anyone with a car can just drive in and park the car. We'll go into agreement with the investor. The first 1 hour should be zero. The person doesn't pay anything. Once you park, you pick the vessel to Accra or to Tema, wherever you are going. Do whatever business you want to do. Pick it and come back and come and pick your car. So when you go and you are doing your business and enjoying yourself, you forget that the time is 1 hour. You eat into 3 hours, then you come, you pay something. We get money for the parking that you did. We get money for you boarding the vessel and also reducing the traffic on the route. That will also increase the lifespan of that route, creating employment for our youth. We are in talks. People are showing interest in this thing. But we want to finish some preliminary works before I'll move to meet the Minister of Roads and Transport and inform him of what we are doing, because that comes within his jurisdiction, so that he will now help us in doing the more engagement to fast track it for it to come on. We are very much concerned about the route. That is why I'm telling you, this is even an addition to it, to bring about lasting employment for our people. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, Honorable. So next question, please.
My question goes to Honorable.
Your name, please.
Pastor Samuel, also from Agape.
Okay.
Please, we are talking about business over here. I know that you are the security coordinator in our municipal assembly. Do you have a plan for patrol or something like that for the business over here. Because assuming I was in East Legon before I was transferred to this place. And if you are in the East Legon, you can open a shop like 12. You can see shops are operating over here. By this community over here, like 6, 7, you'll be afraid. Even going out also will be a problem. So please do have
because the street lights are not working.
Okay. That one, as you know. So please do have some plan for us. And the last one, this road to Reverend's factory where his factory is. Yeah. For me, as I'm going home right now, I'm going to cross, is it river before I go to my house? Because just here, Reverend knows that place. I have to remove my shoe, fold my mantra before I'll cross to go to my house. Do you have some plan for us within this shortest possible time? Can you work something for us so that river from that top will just have a better place to go? Thank you.
Thank you very much for the question. And Reverend, I want to assure you that we are not happy with the conditions of our roads in the municipality. And we are trying our possible best to make sure that at least all the roads are more travel for our people. But it's rather unfortunate under this weather, where the rains are falling every now and then, if you should fuel your machine and come to the road and grade it, it's just like pouring water on a stone. That wouldn't solve the situation that we are. But at the end of the day, auditors will come and then they'll pull you to public account to go and account for misuse of those funds. We are aware that we need to do something, but under this rain, let us get the rain stop for some period. Then we'll come and then grade all the roads. Like I said, the sun or whatever park on the road is for that purpose. And then we'll also now take a look at the one that you just mentioned and see what we can do. That river, whether it's a river or it's just a stagnant water, we'll see what we'll do. And I will let my urban road engineer pass by and check it and see if we can dredge for the water to move at least so that people can have a safe place to pass. Now, the issue of the security, and I heard my brother mentioning that all the street lights are. Yeah. When I took office, we have so far distributed and connected almost 500 street lights. 500. The first was 200, then 150, making what, 350, another 100, making what, 450. Almost 500 street lights have been fixed. You see, I don't want to sound very political, but if my other brothers who were in office had done something, and we can, we'll add on. But if it is not there and you are adding on, people will not see what you are doing, but you are really working. But you see, they said someone who is a failure is a person who will stand there and be complaining. We know that once they give you the hat to wear, it means that you have a lot of responsibility. We are working very hard to procure additional ones so that at least we can share it to the assembly members. Usually they are the people we use. We give to the assembly members to fix them advantage points where they think the places are very hard, difficult places where people can easily be attacked, and that is what they are doing. And I know very well that I've seen one actually taking videos and saying that Oshie is dark, but where we fix the lights, they will never take the videos to that side. They always want to project the negativity, but they should also try to project the positive ones also. We came to meet something, and we are working hard to correct them. A brother of mine who is an NPP by the name Listowell, NPP executive, who knew very well that this route from Aplaku through to Tuba has been like this during the tenure of NPP. He never made those noise. He went out there on social media trying to make noise and say that NDC came and the road is deplorable. It is not us who came. In fact, we constructed it and left it into the care of MPP. They came, they never took good care of it. The road get bad. We have come and we are fighting hard to make sure that the road is reconstructed. When you are given the position, it is not time for you to be complaining and giving excuses. It is about you tackling it and making sure that you resolve those issues. And that is what we are doing. Security, as a municipal chief executive, I've had numerous meetings with my people. Please, you know very well that any time Homo is coming, it's a security issue. From Botiano Geshamafron to Domiabra, Obon constituency, we have chieftaincy issues in all the communities. Last year when I took over, we were very strategic. And that is why we didn't hear those gunshots anytime, and we celebrated it peacefully. This year, we are very strategic again to celebrate it peacefully. With the issue of patrol, our people are patrolling, but there is an issue of deficit of vehicles, which I've actually written to the Interior Minister requesting for him to donate some additional vehicles to my people, so at least they can help us in doing the patrol. So I am very, very particular about the security of my people. The business people here, Sunda and the rest, my accountant friend, if your organization can help us also by donating some to us, because it is also going to serve your interest. Because once they get it and they patrol and make sure that you work in a safe environment. So as I am pushing for my elder brother, Muntaka Mubarak, to give us some, I'm also appealing to the business people to also help us by giving us more, so that at least we will see the visibility of our security personnel to make sure that at least our people in the communities are safe. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Please, time is fast spent, so the final two questions. Please make it very brief. One question. Please make it very brief. Okay.
Okay.
Please.
Okay, thank you very much. My name is Edward Yeboano. I have two questions, one for the fire and one for the Honorable MC. In relation to security again, you were talking about 24-hour economy. In relation to the work that I do, which is Mumu, we can attest to the fact of recent mobile money transaction, with recent attacks of Mumu vendors. And we are talking of 24-hour economy. And we all know criminal activities mostly occur in the evenings. And once our 24-hour economy is coming in place, we are also going to operate in the evenings. So as the head of TISEC, I want to know the measures you are putting in place, not only for Mumu, but once the criminals are around, they know that's their time to also operate. What are you doing in that aspect to prevent them? Then that is for the Honorable MC. Then to our firemen. All your presentation were on our businesses and on our workplace. In fact, all of us here are workers, but then at the end of the day, we all have homes. And in our homes, I would love that you emphasize on our homes the preventive measures, and even if they occur, the creative measures as well. Thank you very much.
Yeah, with the issue of security, like I stated, our people, the security personnel, are already doing the patrols to make sure that at least people are safe to do their businesses. But like I said, the deficit of the vehicles is what we are dealing with. And once we get that done, you will see them more. But for now, the vehicles that we have is what we are using. And to make sure that at least every business person operating within that hour will be safe to do the business that they are supposed to do for our people. So my brother, you are safe. Let me tell you, it is not only the vehicle that you see passing that shows that the security personnel are around. Do you understand? There are sometimes they will not even wear their uniform. but they will be walking around in plain clothes, and you don't know. Go and start the thing, and you see that right there they will be arrested. Our police officers, security officers are very much on the ground to make sure that the right thing is done. If you know the kind of things that we intercepted, you'll be surprised. How do you get the information and intercept those things? So please, our men are very much on the ground. So you be rest assured that you are free to do your business. But I want to say something before my honorable fire officers come in. As a municipal assembly, maybe I might not get the opportunity. So as a municipal assembly, what helps us to do a lot of these projects that we are doing, including the street lights that we are procuring and fixing, is the revenue that we get as an assembly. If the revenues don't come, we'll struggle to fix those things. The roads and all those things that we are talking of, graveling and grading of the roads, is a matter of getting the revenues being paid. Most of us seated here are not paying our revenue. My brother, Mumu Vendor, have you been paying your business operating permits? I don't want you to answer. I know you are not paying. Do you understand? For Sunda, I know what happened. They are paying. And this year we'll move it up a bit. And they were crying. They moved it up a bit and they started crying. But that is the beauty of it. At least at a point we have to come to the median where all of us will agree. So that at least once we all pay, at least we get the money into one pot and we use it to help our communities. How many of us are paying our property rates? When you were talking, you mentioned that we all have houses, homes. But do you know that it is something that every person who have a house or a building, so-called, you need to pay your property rates every year. How many of us put up that building and we pay our building permits? And these are monies that the assembly is not getting. But we are the same people who will take to the social media and start making noise that our roads are bad, the assembly is not working on the road, our community, Oshie is dark, and we are not doing it like Ashley and Listowel are doing. But when we pay, do you understand? When we pay, we get the monies and we correct those problems and challenges that we are all projecting. I know they are projecting it for those things to get their solution. But if you are not paying the money into the pot of the assembly, where would the assembly get the money to do that? Someone will say, but government gives you this assembly common fund. Yes, government gave us. But government has also given us how to use the money. Government will say that construct 3 basic schools. Use this percentage to do that. Construct 2 cheap compounds. Use this percentage to do that. Construct 10 boreholes. Use this percentage to do that. Use this money to do legacy projects. Projects that MPP started and they couldn't continue. Use the money to complete it. And project that NDC, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama first started and couldn't complete. MPP came and they neglected it and left them in the bush. Use that percentage to complete them. Please, my brothers and sisters, where will you get the power to take those District Assembly Common Fund allocation to go and be doing other things? You need to spend within whatever the government says you should use the money for. Where we can get the money is from you, the citizens of Gan South, the businessmen and women of Gan South. Let's just be patriotic enough to pay our levies, pay our business operating permits. Thank you.
Thank you. Our last question.
All right. So there was a question on the fire measures being applicable to our homes. Is that it? Yes. So whatever we are saying that applies to businesses in terms of fire prevention also applies to our homes. We focused on businesses because that's what the presentation was about. So indeed, if you are going to put up a building, you also need a fire permit to do that. And then after the building is completed, we come to inspect and you are issued with a fire certificate. And as for the issues of the fire safety equipment, like the fire extinguishers, like the smoke detectors, I mean, it goes without saying that you need it at home. So in your workplace, you need those protective measures at home and even in your vehicles. Wherever there is a potential for fire, you need such systems to be installed. I hope I've answered you.
Thank you very much.
The accountancy guy, he made mention of fire hazard on the Kokrobite Highway. I want to say that I've duly taken note of that. I will refer that matter to the operations department for them to look into it. So from here, I'll take your number so that we'll follow up on that. Thank you.
Thank you, Rev. Eric, for the good words about China, about our working spirit. Yes, I'm Chinese, huh? I'm still working and I'm enjoying it. Okay? But I have to say sorry because I don't really have a question. I have an answer. Okay, so the host, he asked about financing. That's why we came here. Okay, I work for CMP. You can call us a raw material trading house. You can call us a supply chain management solution provider, or you can even call us a shadow bank, because we add liquidity to the business life cycle. So I want to make a trailer calling for business for tomorrow. So if you are industrials, if you your business in manufacturing, come back tomorrow. Okay, I'll make a brief introduction. Okay.